What up, Fubula fam? I just experienced the most ridiculous game, including Star Pack and Turtle Pack, that I've ever seen. And the stakes couldn't be any crazier. So, to give you some context, I participate in the Team Tour League. It is a competitive league that lasts like several months that happens in the superautopets dojo. There'll be a link to that Discord in the description for this video in case you're interested in joining the competitive scene for superautopets. Basically, long story short, I'm one of the 8 captains. Beginning of the season, I drafted a team just like everyone else. We played through regular season where, you know, members of my team would get matched up against members of our opponent's team every week. And luckily, by the hair on our chinny chin chin, we made it into playoffs. And it was a top 4 playoffs. There's 8 teams. We made it on like very tight tiebreakers. We upset the #1 seed that wanted to play against us because we were the worst seed in the playoffs, and we're in the finals. We're in the championship. And at the time, the score, because there's 7 players, everyone plays in the playoffs, the set is 2-2 right now. When I played this match against noobskills, I was fortunate enough to beat noobskills in the regular season, but unfortunately I lost this match, so we ended up going down 2-3. Luckily though, shout out to K-Tom. K-Tom came through for us, kept us alive. The match score is now 3-3, and the final game is actually going to be played later today, actually the next day, from when I'm recording this recap after my stream. So I will be back with another video for sure on the conclusion on whether or not we won or lost the championship for the team tour. It's very, very exciting. I've been on a winning team before, but I've never been a captain of a team that's won, so hopefully I'll come back to you with an awesome update there. In any case, I wanted to do my reaction to this particular game in my playoff set, in my championship set, because even though I did stream it, you know, I was kind of locked in, thinking about playing, not really commenting that much, so there really wouldn't be a lot of chatter from me. So I figured it'd just be better for me to talk through it. And I'm not kidding when I say it, this game includes some craziness I've literally never seen in superautopets. Like, after this game was over, I had to like pause our match and just reflect on what exactly happened. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's get into it. All right, so I have the game queued up here. I'm ready to do the replay. I didn't want to see y'all. I didn't want you to see me click it through the replay menu because it would have spoiled the ending. So without further ado, let's just click play and see what's going on. I'm playing Star Pack. My opponent, noobskills, very, very good player, is playing Turtle Pack. Now, pretty standard opening here for me. I'm getting the cell units from tier 1. I'm freezing a strawberry. The whole plan of the Star Pack is you want to take the stats that these cell units provide with extra hearts or free apples and just make it a make your tier 2 or tier 3 carry a better unit. That's basically the plan. I did forget I had to click through for the replays. So more mouses here. We got plenty of mice. This is a great start. We have our strawberry frozen, and this is a really important play when you're playing the Star Pack. You can freeze that apple ahead of time, have 2 foods frozen. This roll is just for funsies. I honestly could have just ended my turn, so I'm not going to freeze anything in shop because I want to leave as much room as possible for yaks, salamanders, jellies, pugs, all that kind of stuff. Jellyfish, I guess, to be more accurate. I expect to lose these 2 turns. That's okay. Our plan is to stabilize and get to winning basically every turn, starting turn 4 on. If we win or tie turn 3, that's really awesome. I did want to point out before I click through, we are playing the old life system. So there's been an update where you now only play like 5 or 6 hearts. You get a heart if you're down after turn 2. We are not playing that in the league. We may play that going forward, but we're playing the old life system because the update happened during the middle of this league. So basically, we both start with 15 hearts. The first 2 turns are only worth 1 heart each. Turns 3 and 4 are worth 2 hearts each, and then every round after that, you lose 3 hearts. All right, so now we're just gonna be rolling for good units. I commit to yak right away now that I see it. This is probably a mistake. I probably should maybe spend like 1 or 2 more gold to make sure that I at least have a better chance at seeing pugs or jellyfish, because that's the premier line. I've just had a soft spot for yak recently. Luckily, it kind of works out because I see the koala right away. So, you know, this is the combo from tier 2, right? The yak plus the koala is just like very natural scaling. And look at the stats on this yak right now, right? We're gonna end up sending all these mice back into the shop, if you will, and add a kiwi for next turn. Oh, just selling it right now. I completely forgot I actually did that. Interesting that I froze the dove. I think because I have that extra strawberry, I want to leave myself open to seeing like leeches or other stuff like that. But we also have another koala and pug in shop, so this is a pretty awesome start for us. Now, unfortunately, noobskills has an amazing counter to basically Starpack's game plan. Starpack's game plan is to have just like a really tall, really big one unit. And they have the Badger, which is like an amazing tier up and counter to that. So we're gonna be struggling a little bit here, but you know, hopefully we're just gonna turn on the gas any second now and just start really cooking. And then this is kind of heads up for me, but I'm gonna put the pug up front because we wanna make sure that the Badger gets killed by the pug and then hopefully cleaned up by the dove, or the dove will just die to the Badger and we get that nice feint ability. And we find the koala. We're gonna have a level 2 koala. So things are looking pretty good, right? Like, sure, we didn't hard commit to trying to find jellyfish, for example, but overall, this is looking fine. We win this turn, which is very important. We're supposed to win that turn. And now going into turn 5, the score is 13 hearts to 11 hearts, which basically translates, since it's going to be 3 heart loss for every round after this. Noobskills is on 5 lives. I'm on 4 lives. You could just think of it like that. All right, so we're going to definitely take our koala level up. This is an easy clapper move right here. And we take the crow, of course, so that way we can set up for level 2 pug, which is always like super duper powerful. And we're 100% going to buy this other pug. The real question is, do we want to keep trying to play this dove? In hindsight, I'm probably committing too hard to these dove lines, but, you know, it is what it is. I probably should have just not frozen it and maybe gotten rid of it. I think the reason I was committing to it is the dove worked out really well in another game that I played in this set. Losing that fight really hurt, by the way. We definitely need to win that turn usually. But I had like the whole dove, mantis, leech combo in another game, and I ended up winning that. So I think I was a little partial to it in this game. Also with the Badger, it's a unit that I'm happy that gets fainted by the Badger's ability. So I think that's why I lean towards it. But in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have been committing to it that hard. Also, taking this half level, I think, is definitely wrong. I should have just never frozen that. Because now, like this leech in shop, I can't freeze it or take it because it actually can't kill that dove. Now that's a 3-2. So I think that was potentially a mistake. But with the pug, I'm making level 2 doves, which is now boosting both of them. So I don't know, right? That level 2 dove helped us win this fight. So it's tough to say, but I think there's a strong argument for either way on going with that. The only problem here though is like, now luckily we find the mantis in shop, so this is kind of like super poggers. If we don't find that, things could start getting like a little awkward and weird. We end up letting the lion go, which makes sense because we have another thing to kill with the mantis, so we're just not gonna have any room for the lion going forward. All right, this works out pretty well. Now, I'm going to go back, actually, because this is very important to note. We're actually going to go back big time. So, it is turn 7. So, noobskills has leveled up twice, okay? They made it level 2 dolphin and level 2 something else. They hit a shark on both level ups, and they've managed to make 3 pets faint, because shark is normally a 4-2 and gets +1, or it's double outside of battle, excuse me. So the shark got 1 pill, I guess, because it starts as a 4-2, I believe, or does it start as a 2? Yeah, it starts as a 4-2. So 1 pill makes it a 8-8, or excuse me, a 6-6, and then maybe some pairs. So it became an 8-8, okay? So this is a very, very scary board. We also have like, you know, the honey badger, right? That's going to make a bee. That's like more pets that faint. The cricket that's going to make more pets that faint. I want you to pay attention to this particular board. This is already very, very scary. Double shark, you know, had some pill action during their like build setup to make them permanently bigger. This is very, very good, but it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get worse really soon. And unfortunately, perfect breakpoint there. Like literally the shark had just enough attack to defeat our yak. Otherwise we would have won that fight. So pretty unfortunate. Although it's not gonna matter. Okay, I'm just gonna tease it for you. We're gonna do our best here to set up, get a lot of extra stats, right? We're gonna do some kiwi cycling. We're gonna get this dove on the board so we can have more mantis action. And then we are going to make the pug. Oh, that's probably not a good buy. In hindsight, I probably should just keep rolling for more stuff, especially since I need things to feed the mantis if I keep it long term. And yes, chat and YouTube, noobskills in one turn has managed to transform their board into a turtle and two 20-30 sharks. Two 20-30 sharks. What the heck? How is this even possible? Well, I chatted with noobskills between games because I'm just literally after this game and during this game, I'm like, mathematically, I don't even know how this is possible. Okay. So he gained, because remember they were 8/8s on the previous turn. Okay. He gained plus 12, plus 24 on both. Okay, now it's double outside of battle. So that's plus 6, plus 12, which basically means that this shark, he got 6 pets to faint, okay? So how the heck did he get 6 pets to faint? Because he also had enough money to buy a turtle. Even if he was lucky enough to roll into 6 pills, that's not even enough pets on board, and it's not even enough gold, right? So how did noobskills do this, okay? Basically, they used a pill on the badger, because then the badger killed the cricket. So that's a double faint right there with 1 pill. Then they bought a hedgehog and pilled that, which then made the zombie cricket and the honeybee to faint. Now, that's what they said they did, but now that I'm thinking about it, that actually like messes with the shark math, because they would have, I guess the sharks would have taken some permanent damage there, so whatever. But anyway, they did tricks like that to basically get a bunch of extra faints without having to find a ton of pills. And similarly, like, oh, you just buy a deer, you pill it once, you pill it again, right? I think it still involved like 3, maybe 4 pills, but it involves some tricks of like the badger making another pet faint. He said he used the hedgehog to make like multiple pets faint at once, and shenanigans like that. So now, even though we have a 33-28 yak that's getting boosted by our koala, we're feeding things to the mantis to make them even bigger. Spoiler alert, we cannot beat 2 giant sharks like this. Okay, we actually win this fight. I'm shocked. I'm still shocked that we won this fight. Just looking at the board, I'm like, how do we possibly win? But keep in mind, noobskills now has 10 gold to spend on their turn to make that team even better. But yeah, pretty nuts. The amount of stats that noobskills gained on that turn, like, it's just like completely out of this world. And this is where I think buying the broccoli like kind of screwed me in some capacities, because like we didn't need the pug to get extra hearts to win that last fight, and then we lost that goal to find something to feed to the mantis. Okay, so now you just find a 3rd shark and we have extra melons. So like this game is turbo over now. We're on lethal, right? It's 3 heart loss for every loss. And so we have to win the next 3 fights, or at least draw them. And sure, it's okay if this random koala perished, but it's still, you know, just not good enough. That also, too, is not a good buy in hindsight. It's like, giving this yak like 6 extra hearts or whatever is not gonna let it survive against these sharks. But I'm also pretty demoralized in the moment because like we're playing for to win the championship, and this board is out of this world, like completely out of this world, and I lose. And in all fairness, right, his shark is at 3 hearts, and then he only has a 5/6 cat. Like, I think if I spent my gold a little bit better, it's like maybe I win this fight. And then that one fight I lost early on in the mid game, let's say I win that instead of drawing it or losing it, because as I mentioned earlier in this recap, that was really bad. I think there's a world where it's like with better gold efficiency and positioning, I could have maybe made this like noobskills is on lethal before they finished me. But I mean, they're clearly set up to just dominate me for the rest of the match. I don't know if I am, I'm definitely not a favorite to win this match by any means, or especially this game, I should say. But I think some things could have been done differently. Let me know in the comments what I could have done differently on the turns that you saw that might have given me a chance to win against this crazy end game for noobskills. I mean, turn 8, your opponent has a turtle and two, not one, two 20-30 sharks. What could you have done to possibly beat that? Let me know in the comments, because I didn't figure it out in the moment. I streaming, I'm in the hot seat trying to win this match to help us win the championship. I couldn't figure it out, but maybe there was a sequence of plays that could have gotten us there. Let me know in the comments, and in the meantime, happy sapping.